If you're ready for the best sports information in this galaxy, get ready because it's time for another edition of the Stallion Sports Show. This edition of the Stallion Sports Show is brought to you by
Secrets, as always, the Stallion's #1 rated hotspot. The world-famous Green Turtle for 20 years, Ocean City's favorite sports and raw bar. JR's, your place and the Stallion's place for ribs. Hooters makes the Stallion happy. Toyota's T100 Extra Cab, the biggest, baddest truck in the galaxy. Nationally rated Harpoon Hannah's, the freshest seafood on the beach. BJ's North, your sports and wildlife headquarters. La Hacienda, the best Mexican restaurant in the state. Sandbaggers Golf, discount prices, top-notch service. Budweiser, for all the Stallion's about to do, this Bud's for you. The Hurricane.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Stallion Sports Show right here on the Resort Video Guide. Along with the Stallion Barry Strive, I'm Bobby Vermillion, and today we're sitting among the Stallion's newest sponsor, Budweiser, the king of beers.
Budweiser, the king of beers, because for all the Stallion's about to do at the end of this show, this Bud's for you, baby, bingo.
All right, the Stallion has a very special prediction at the end of this program, and it even includes the Baltimore Ravens, so for all the Ravens fans, stick around. I know a lot of Redskins fans are very sad this week as the Redskins are not going to be in the playoffs, and that just devastated some of our sponsors, Stallion.
Well, it has devastated some of our sponsors, but they all chirped when they were up 7-1 in their record during the regular season. But they didn't play anybody. I said they haven't played anybody. But I have the Stallion big prediction at the end of the show, and it's between Washington and Dallas or Baltimore and Houston, and I'll tell you at the end of the show.
All right, we want to mention one of our other sponsors, Sandbaggers Golf on 81st Street. If you have a golfer on your holiday list, make sure you stop by Sandbaggers, as I mentioned, on 81st Street. A fine selection of all golf apparel and golf equipment, as well as fine cigars. So a great location, and with Marty, you always can be guaranteed top-notch service and discount prices.
Well, I know one thing. You'll get discount prices. I don't know if we'll ever get any top-notch service over there, but he does have one of the greatest selection of cigars there, and I like the big Macanudo.
Okay, a lot of Callaway. If you've got someone that wants Callaway or TaylorMade, stop by and see Marty. He'll be happy to take care of you. And speaking of happy to take care of you, you've kind of taken care of things last week in the NFL as you had a great week, and you got away again on Monday night.
Well, I got away on Monday night, an underdog at home with a change of surface. Miami, Buffalo going to the natural grass. Buffalo had a lot to play for, but Miami doesn't have anything to worry about. All they have to do is take a shot, you know, because they have nothing to lose, and that's one of the things you have to look for at the end of the season, because teams can go for it on 4th and 3 because they have nothing to lose, and they can play a couple of those trick plays, and they have the desire, especially being on national television. But the Washington Redskins 7-1, and they didn't make it.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
you know, you have to take a look at the Dallas Cowboys. You talked about a team taking chances. The New England Patriots and Bill Parcells took some big chances this week on 4th down situations. They went for it. I kind of like his style. He's been noted for doing that in the past, and he doesn't back down. You know, if you can't get a yard or two on 4th down, I hate giving away the ball to somebody else, especially to a good football team. But really, Dallas has to be concerned because they did not score a touchdown. Unbelievable. New England gave them a battle, and Dallas found a way 2 weeks in a row now to come away with a win.
Well, they were very lucky to come away with a win there. I'm not so sure I agree with Bill Parcells in that situation. There was 2 times he had a shot at getting 2 field goals, you know, with 8 minutes to go in the game and then 5 minutes to go in the game, which would have given him a tie, and they could have gone in overtime. But they have a little bit of a penalty problem, but they ran up and down the field on Dallas, but Dallas doesn't have the offense. I've told everybody at the beginning of the season, the main part of that offense is not Emmitt Smith. The main part of that offense is not Troy Aikman. The main part of that offense is Jay Novacek, the 3rd and 5, the 3rd and 6. It's like throwing the ball to Raymond Barry. I always caught the ball for the 1st down and let you all the guys run it down the field, running a 4-1-40 and catch it with one hand and then drop it.
Well, Stallion, you know that the Cowboys had to be concerned. Their defense has played awful well and really kept them in it this year and had a great outing without Leon Lett.
Well, yeah, with Deion Sanders has his number on his turtleneck, 78. I don't like that, Deion, even though I like you. But you haven't showed yourself so much this year. But Dallas will have to go into Green Bay on the natural grass.
Okay, it should be an exciting NFL season as we're winding down here, going into the holiday season. As you can see, we're sitting on top of all the cases here at the Stallion's newest sponsor, Budweiser, the king of beers. It's unbelievable. The Stallion, first they had the Clydesdales, now they have the Stallion. When we come back, we'll talk more about the NFL with the Stallion, so don't go away.
Bingo.
We're back among the Stallion's newest sponsor, Budweiser, the king of beers. And Stallion, as we mentioned, later on a Christmas present for all the football fans out there as you're going to predict a couple games. But first of all, we want to announce our Week 16 winner of TCI Cablevision's Hawaiian Touchdown Contest. Now, this contest has been going on for several years, and we're into Week 16. There's only one more week to qualify. This lucky contestant is now qualified for a trip for two to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. He's from BJ's on the Water, another location around town where you can find Budweiser. And Stallion, it's Jeff Mushrush. The only bad news is he's an Eagles fan, Stallion.
I can't believe you told me Jeff Mushrush, the biggest Philadelphia Eagle fan in the history. How does he still have a job at Washington Redskin headquarters? He's badgering them all already. Yesterday, a couple days ago before we were filming, he was badgering the Redskins. He's badgering the Ravens. But I said, he's only got one game before he almost lost to the Jets. The Jets covered.
I tell you what, that was an unbelievable game, and Philadelphia showed a lot of class coming back in that football game, but I think they're in trouble. We do want to mention, though, that our party and our final contest will take place at Hooters on Monday, January the 13th, so we got that 13 factor in there. I don't think Mushrush has any chance to win this contest. But again, that night on Monday, January 13th, we will draw and send someone on a trip for two to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii, and it should be a great night. We had a great time at Hooters the other night for the cigar night.
Yeah, I think we all smoked about 7 cigars up there, a couple martinis and stuff like that, but it was a great event up there at Hooters, and trust me when I tell you, one of the big sponsors is Budweiser up there. They have the Budweiser on draft, the Bud Light, the Michelob Light. You want to stick to the whole program there. Everything is ice cold and goes down like a hound there.
All right, we want to talk about the Stallions' games this week. His first Christmas present will be the Washington Redskins at home against their biggest rival, the Dallas Cowboys. And I'll tell you what, they're on the grass. Normally you like the Redskins in this situation, but the Redskins are struggling.
Well, the Redskins are struggling, so to speak, but neither team has something to play for except Washington, sort of like the Miami Dolphins. They want to end up on a positive note. The first team that the Washington Redskins ever beat, and when RFK was built, was Dallas. The last team they're ever going to beat is Dallas. You're going to see it in the highlights for years when I look to the future as the Stallion, only the Stallion can do. And Budweiser for you, too. And stick to the program. I think Washington wins this game on the natural grass. I do not like Chicago shut them out early in the season. Dallas is not a natural grass team. Arizona should have beat them on the natural grass. And I look for Redskins fans to have a little bit of an uplift at the end of the season. But second of all, the Stallions, the lock of the year, the Baltimore Ravens. You know his had to be Baltimore. I waited to the last part of the year to come out with putting my neck on the line. The Ravens are playing at home on the natural grass. I told you they would beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on the natural grass. They did. Now a dome team coming outside to the natural grass in inclement weather when they're practicing in 72 degrees with the short sleeve shirts on, and Vinny Testaverde in the Pro Bowl will take us all to the promised land. Merry Christmas from Budweiser and the Stallion.
Well, Stallion says that he